All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Magic Talk. This is like episode number 200 and whatever.
Feels like 200 and whatever.
It does feel like
it,
it,
does
doesn't
feel.
it? Yeah. And to my right, in case you haven't recognized, Josh shaved his beard down.
I did.
And so he has like a totally different look. I mean, it's
kind of
like
changed my total vibe.
It totally changed. I mean, you almost look like a stoner. I mean, it just totally like changed. So
I'm working on that.
Okay.
I'm working on that.
Anyways, Josh is not in the studio. He's actually getting his eyes checked because of his MS. So we have Greg in the studio, which, as you know, Greg joins us most of the time, but he will be sitting in Joshua's seat today.
I'll try to do my best.
All right. So we'll be back right after this.
Rough Edge FM, irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
The art of magic is mystery, majesty, pageantry, and craft. It's also about history, marketing, networking, and more. All of these topics and others are discussed on Magic Talk with your hosts, renowned magician James Lantine and owner of the White Rabbit Magic Shop, Joshua Lantine. Now on Rough Edge FM.
Should be able to do that eventually.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Okay, we're back. So we're just scheming. This is a new setup for us.
New format.
Yeah,
we're digging it.
A little bit more casual and a little more intimate.
Yeah, I like it.
Should two dudes use the word intimate in the same sentence?
Absolutely. Jim.
Okay, cool.
We woke around here.
Okay, so this is a non-political show. It's all about magic.
Yeah.
We're gonna try this new format out so that we can do some better demonstrations of the effects. And there's Josh sitting right behind you.
A couple of strapping lads.
Yeah, he'll constantly be there to remind you. We need to get
it's kind of creepy.
It is a little bit, but we need to get like one of these made for you.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Do you have
I'd be honored.
Do you have a
no, like a caricature of myself like that? I do not.
No.
I'm sure there's a couple of enemies that have some drawn up of myself somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few AIs that might be able to do something. So I wanted to talk a little bit about I recently did a video. And the video essentially it started out by saying, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. I'm going to reveal the secrets of magic. That's called our hook. And one of the things
clickbait.
Yes, clickbait. Well, clickbait would be like a beautiful woman sitting in a bikini, and then you click on it, and then
it's Jim,
and it's me.
Oh, terrible! It's not what I signed up for.
That's clickbait. So the hook is the secret. Now, one of the things that I started to notice, the magician in Vegas that had his wife revealing the secrets. So he would come out and he would do a trick, and then she would come and she'd like pull it apart and go like, duh, So she revealed every single, every single trick that she did.
I haven't seen that act.
Okay, good. But he's been banned from the IBM, and I got my squeaky chair.
So this is different than Valentino.
This is different than Valentino.
Oh yeah, I'm not familiar.
So he's a Vegas magician, and he decided to do this video of his wife essentially dissecting every trick that he did. So like he would go in and he'd vanish something, and then she would go and turn it around and show how it disappeared. Or he would make a thing go into a bottle, and then she would turn the bottle and point into the hole or whatever it was he was doing, So he was doing the tricks, and then she was going in, and it was kind of like this whole premise of, oh, lame, here's how it works, lame. He got a tremendous number of views, like thousands and thousands of views. The AMA was also considering kicking him out of the club. I don't know where that stands yet, but that was brought before the board. IBM has suspended him from membership. And
I bet you most of those views were magicians too, not even laymen.
Well, I think so. He actually made the news over it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So he got a ton of publicity, which means that he got a ton more followers, which means that
Kind of
he's got
sounds like Penn and Teller, though, isn't
It
that
does,
kinda how
well-
they got their deal going on originally?
a little
Got
bit,
kicked out of the castle and all this for revealing secrets and whatnots in their shows.
a little bit,
Uh-huh.
and
Kind of sounds like it's been done.
a little bit.
They seem to be doing well for themselves
They
nowadays.
do, and he's doing very well in Vegas for himself as a result of this.
Interesting.
So my video essentially said, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and I'm going to reveal the secrets of magic. And
I like that video.
yeah. And so I had a lot of people tell me that they really dug how the heartfelt of it and things of that was. But essentially what I said, the secrets of magic is to, it's the child inside of us. And that really is the secret. I was at the castle last week watching at the Palace Theater watching some magicians perform, and I was paying attention to the audience. And the audience, I mean, they were hooting and hollering and they were laughing and they were, cheering, and they were just having a great time. Now, a lot of that was induced by the fact that many of them were probably intoxicated.
There's many, many bars at the castle.
There are many, many bars. But what it did was, even if that alcohol helped enhance their experience, what it did was it allowed them to go back to being a child and to experience the magic as a child would experience it. And so one of the things that and trust me, I am not hung up on the secrets of magic. What I am hung up though on is the experience that the audience receives.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm a magician and I'm going in and I'm revealing all these secrets, and you'll notice that a lot of them don't reveal the things that they perform, but they ruin it for the people that do
why
perform.
Not, hey.
Yeah. So what I would say to this Vegas magician is go out and reveal every secret you do when you perform on stage, and then see if you have the same reaction. Because if all of those people sitting in the castle knew how every single one of those tricks are done, this is how the show would go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be it. Because there's no, oh my gosh, how did he do that? I mean, let's face it, the secret to magic is really, magic isn't real. That's the secret to magic. We all know it. Magic isn't real. But what makes it so exciting is oh my gosh, how did he do that? Oh, but that inquisitive, like, I'm going to try to figure this out, but you never know if you really figure it out or not because you don't know the secret. And so you watch it. And some people don't even want to guess. Some people just want to be like, "Oh my, wow, he's flying! Whoa, he's flying!" As a kid, how many? Have you ever wanted to fly as a kid?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so you're a kid sitting there and you're seeing like Superman flying, and you're going, "Oh my gosh, this is so incredible!" Well, that's what happens when you watch a magic trick. Is you go back to that childlike experience of seeing something and not knowing how it worked, but you're seeing it and you're going, this is phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Well, if you know the secrets, you're going to have crickets in the audience because everybody's going to be like,
or people falling asleep.
Yeah. It's going to be something, but it's not going to be like, whoa.
Well, it's the same with motion pictures, right? We know that Spider-Man's not really shooting webs out of his hands.
Yes.
We know he wasn't bit by a radioactive spider. I hate to break that
He wasn't?
to you. No, I'm sorry, Jim. Magic isn't real. Neither is Peter Parker. Superman is just a guy in a comic book. No, but my point is, right, we know all this. We know that they're using technology to make these movies, right? But we're not picking apart the Avengers when we're watching the Avengers. We're just lost in that moment of wonder in the spectacle of it all. Right. And I feel like our job as magicians should be to bring people to that place more than it should be to, fool somebody.
Yeah, it's not about fooling. The not knowing is what enables you as an audience to be able to feel that wonder and that joy and that excitement. So we're not telling you because, ooh, it's our secret. And I'm not, we're not, that's not why we're not telling you.
It's because the solution is so much more disappointing than the spectacle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, listen, I don't want to disappoint you, sir. Trust me. Just enjoy what you're seeing.
Yeah. Because if I told you, you'd be like, oh, man. And I know some people look at magic and they say, it makes me feel stupid.
I've heard that quite often from certain people. It's a big disconnect, unfortunately, with magic. I blame the magicians they've seen.
Yeah, and I mean, it's Howard Hamburg has this thing. I believe it came from Di Vernon, that when you do the sponge balls and you say, how many are in my hand? And they say 1, and you open up your hand, you might as well say 2, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the appropriate way to ask that is, how many should be in my hand? 1. You're right, but there's 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so, a lot of the presentation can make a performer, it can make an audience member feel like you're trying to make them feel stupid
or inferior in some way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And why would they spend time out of their day to come watch you to feel inferior?
Right. Exactly. And so that's, to me, that's why, I mean, I am in awe over some of these magicians that have such technical skills that, it just blows your mind. But I'm in awe as a magician, knowing what it takes to be able to do what they're doing. As an audience member, they should be in awe if I do a self-working trick versus a very highly technical trick.
100%, because it should be no different to them. It should just be amazing.
Yes, exactly. So good. We're on the same page.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's why I like you, Jim.
I have a new video coming out, by the way, that is going to be exactly talking about the fact that the secret to magic is not real. But the secret to magic is being able to watch it in the eyes of a child.
Mm.
So get intoxicated, go to a magic show, blow your mind. Well, that's not in the video.
But I still find exception in that because I do believe in magic.
Well, okay, metaphorically.
Okay, cool. As long as you're not speaking metaphysically.
Okay. And with that, we're gonna take a look at one of the secrets of magic.
Let's go.
So we're gonna take a look at control right after this.
Is it good? Should I buy it? Does it suck? Did I get ripped off? Is it more of a craft project than a magic trick? These questions and more answered now on the Magic Item of the Week here on Magic Talk.
Okay. So so they got to look at us for like 20 seconds.
They were looking at us?
They were looking
because
I didn't put the slide up.
Oh no. Sorry guys.
Yeah. So Control is by Daryl Vandenberg, Vanamburg. Vandenberg. All right. Hands of Power.
Indeed.
So Control is not really a magic trick per se.
Utility.
It's a very, very good utility.
I like it.
And
very fun. You could be very creative with it.
I don't know how well if I hold it up.
No
like
exposure.
No exposure. Sorry. But this is essentially what Control looks like. And
it's actually like a utility kit, really. It's not even, Control itself is a utility device.
Yes.
But it is used with many other devices that they give you a variety of inside the kit.
Yes.
Which is, the sky's the limit, really.
And, there are several things that Control. There are several things that you can use, like a ring or other things like that, that will allow you to do the things that Control does.
It's a PK device.
But the way Control works is it's got a good variety of things that you could replace these other devices. For example, I use one of these devices for Badlands Bob.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
And I also use it for the gift.
Perfect. Yeah.
And so
Great
when I perform the gift, I have to hold it in 2 hands and then I have to kind of shake it. With Control, I can hold it in 1 hand give it a little shake, and then all of a sudden you hear it. And so it's so much smoother in the operation. And it's got a broader target, whereas the device that they give you in the gift,
it's a little more specific.
You have to be very precise. This has a broader target. So I definitely recommend Control. I believe, and sadly, I did not look it up because
how much it is?
Yeah, that's one of the problems. We got to have like
I bought it from Jim, but I don't remember how much I paid for it.
I think it's like $60 or something.
We could look it up. I have the power.
Oh, you do have the power.
Let's go.
That's right, because you have
White Rabbit.
My phone is not present. But they give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like 10 different items in here that can be used
of all various sizes and shapes. There's some cylinder shapes, some flat disc shapes that make it really nice for doing a lot of different stuff.
Like I know there's one item that you can use like in a pencil, and so you can actually command the pencil to roll away.
$60 on White Rabbit Magic.
Is that not what I said?
WRMagic.com.
You did.
Magic. Yeah. WR-magic.com.
But I did say
you
60.
Did say 60. You nailed it.
I'm psychic.
You are.
Yeah.
It's almost like you live in a magic shop.
It's almost like it. Yeah. So yeah, one of the things we want to do in the studio, in this new studio, is to put an overhead camera.
Yeah, I think that'd be an awesome idea. Do some for when we're showing off new decks and tricks and stuff like that, right? Get a little pad here. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. So I said so like 16 times already.
So buttons.
Julie's gonna put like this counter up there when I use my buzzwords that will start ticking off.
Can we just buzz you? Can we just put like a shocker on there?
Bleeper? Oh, yeah. Shocker.
We'll get one of those Pavlov things, the little electronic things. Yeah.
That would be good. So,
yeah.
A squeaky chair. You're finally scheduled.
I got a date.
Castle.
I have a date.
And what date is that?
October 8th at 8:45.
At 8:45.
That is my audition date for the Academy of Magical Arts. I'm extremely excited.
So should we be there on October 8th?
I would love that. That would be an honor.
So wait a minute, October 8th. What is October 8th?
Gosh, I want to say it's like a Tuesday or something.
We have an engagement on October 8th, do we not? Or is that October 7th?
Oh, so yeah, it is a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday?
That's right. So if you could.
Oh, we won't be there. Sorry, it's our grandson's birthday, but he lives in Virginia.
Well, there we go. So if you wanted to, if you wanted to be there, that would be an honor. I know Raven and Miggs are going to be there. So that'd be cool. We could all hang out afterwards.
Question is, are we going to be there where you come out and you're like,
no, not at all. I'm very confident I'll do well. Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not messing around, as they say. I'm not messing. I've been waiting for this my whole life. So I'm very excited. I'm very grateful I was able to get a date relatively quick. My application went through. I got I was really odd. I was able to take the interview call too. Normally I'm pretty busy, and if I see random numbers on my phone, I usually don't answer. But for some reason, I was getting a tire repaired, and I was just wandering over to the hardware store to look at Halloween stuff, and I got a call from a weird number, and I just answered it. And I'm so grateful I did, because it was the castle.
Fate.
And I had the time, because I was waiting for my car. So legit, I was just sitting in some patio furniture that was for sale at Lowe's, having my Magic Castle interview. I feel like it went really well. It was really great. I was super excited.
What is the interview like?
It's the series of questions they ask. Like for me personally, they asked my first experience at the castle, why I feel like I'd be a good member or a good fit for the castle. Kind of basic interview questions.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't ask me. I was kind of expecting if they asked me about any books I've read or anything like that, but that really wasn't asked very, very much. But the interesting question was, I thought, and they told me there was no right or wrong answer to this, but they say, being a member, you get exposure to a lot of different benefits and opportunities, other country clubs and things like this. But what would the castle benefit from you being a magician or being a member there? And I thought that was a pretty interesting question. So that was fun to answer.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how'd you answer it?
Well, basically I said that I've loved magic ever since I've known what it is. like to the point where I have this like tickle in my heart. Like anytime I hear magic, see magic, even like a little magic book randomly placed somewhere, I get so excited. And when I have an opportunity to perform for people, I think that it's such an amazing moment, right? Like people took time out of their day to be here. I took time out of my day to be here. And we're kind of all having an agreement to have an experience together. And I take that very seriously. And when I perform, I want to make sure that people get something out of that experience other than the fact that I'm just showing off. And I told them that I feel like through having opportunities to just talk with other magicians at the castle, or if I get opportunities to perform at the castle, I would hope that that might start shifting some perspectives of magicians and maybe have them reconsider how they're presenting their magic and the way that they're interacting and connecting with people when they get an opportunity to perform. So
Nice.
that's how I answered that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now,
Man, it's cool because that's what I believe, you know.
we've been through this for a couple of years now, I believe.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
A little over like a year and a half, maybe.
Year and a half.
I don't know, but yeah, it's been a while, man.
And you've had several ideas for what your audition's going to be.
So many. Oh my gosh.
And we kept talking about, you just got to book a date. Just book a date. And so you finally did it. Now, what process did you go through to kind of take a look at what it is that I'm going to perform for them? Did anyone kind of give you any tips of what they're expecting?
100%. Luckily, they do. So I've had very amazing mentors. You were my first meeting everybody and kind of getting into the more serious magic realm. And through doing that, I've met many other people, one of which has been Nader, who's one of the people that are on the board for being able to, approve people. So I've been able to get some tips from him. I've even heard some stuff from like Jack Goldfinger, like who actually like hires people for the castle and what he looks for when he's booking people. So I was considering that. And then also when you get accepted, when your application gets approved, they send you a little list of criteria as well. So they want to see how creative you're putting stuff together. They want to be able to see a certain level of skill. You can't flash. They don't want you to mess anything up, basically. And they want to see how you're structuring your tricks, the tricks that you picked, how you put them together and how they're being presented. So that being said, I've covered all those bases. My only concern now is keeping it 7 to 10 minutes and making sure that I don't go over
so is that it has to be at least 7 minutes?
They say between 7 and 10 minutes, they want to see at least 3 things.
Okay.
So I'm going to be doing 3 things, but my 3 things are going to kind of be broken up into 4. My opener and my closer is actually normally done as one full routine. And I kind of split it. It's a little non-traditional. It's a little different. So I'm going to use it as an opener and a closer. And then I'm going to sandwich 2 tricks in between. So it's technically 3 tricks done kind of as 4. So I just want to make sure I stay on time with everything. And as long as I have that, should be okay.
And one of the things you need to remember too is that when you're nervous, you have to speed up.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta. One of the things that I always do before I perform is I can't stand going into a place and you're running around getting everything set up and I'm running behind and putting it all together. Throw your tux on and all of a sudden it's like, and now let's hear for James Lantine, and then you run out and you're like, there was like no downtime. You're just out there. And it takes a while for you to settle down because you're adrenaline.
Oh, yeah. That's my concern, too. I'm going to be like, hey, everybody.
Yeah. So one of the things that I really strive to do is 5 minutes before showtime, I go silent. And, Julie knows this. Is 5 minutes before the show, don't come talk to me. I want to be able to close my eyes. I want to be able to take some deep breaths. But there's things that I run through my head. And one of those things is, watch your buzzwords. Stop, don't be going. So basically, so remember.
Can you do me a favor? Do me a favor.
Yeah. So remember, concentrate on not using these buzzwords or fill words. Slow down, speak clearly, enunciate, slow down. And I just rattle through these things in my head. So the very last thoughts that I have before I go on the stage is to go through that set, you know. So when I go out on stage now, my mind is now prepped for, you know, good energy, and so I do all of that. If somebody comes up to me in the last 5 minutes and then they start talking to me, there's like a beat that gets skipped.
Yeah, like pulls you out of your zone kind of. I get you.
And so when I go up on stage, I feel like I gotta recenter, versus where I'm already centered and I can go out and I'm just ready to go.
That's great.
So
one thing I'm subconsciously preparing myself for is I'm not nervous, I'm excited. That's one thing I keep telling myself. You're not nervous, you're just excited, because this is an amazing opportunity.
Yes.
This is an amazing time, as opposed to, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous, or ooh, what if I mess up, or what if. There's no point, right? This is every time you get a chance to perform, we get to do something we love. Why are you nervous about that? That's like the conversation I like to have with myself when I start to kind of get out of my wheelhouse or out of my zone, or start to get really freaked out. It's like, whoa, what? Well, why?
And
this is
what's the worst that's going to happen?
Exactly.
So you have to go in for another audition. Okay.
No, Raven will kill me. I will not be alive. I will be unalived if I don't pass this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh no, you're probably not.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I'm with you, man, 100%. And that's for any performance. And then the other thing, and I learned this from you too, is this is a sold out show. Everybody's here for you. This is hundreds of people, sold out show. They're here to see you. So go out there and have fun with these people, even if it's for 3 people.
Yeah.
Right. 4 people. Doesn't matter. Sold out show. Just imagine it's the biggest theater in the world. All these people are here to see you. You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing. So just go have fun.
Doesn't matter if there's one person or if there's
none of that matters. None of that matters. And so that's actually been helping.
There is one thing that I always tell people, that when you perform, there should be a level of nervousness, in the sense, not like you're, you know, but when you're too comfortable, you take things way too far, or you take things way too, what am I trying to say? You take things for granted when you're too comfortable. You stop prepping you stop doing that 5-minute prep beforehand.
And that's when you start getting sloppy and making mistakes.
You stop looking at your effects multiple times to make sure that everything is the way it should be and set up the way it is. And then that's when problems happen.
Mm-hmm.
So the nerves are what keep you on your toes. The nerves are what keep you fresh.
Mm-hmm.
The nerves are what makes sure that
keep you accountable.
Yeah. And it's kind of like your own self, being accountable to your own self.
Mm-hmm.
Those nerves are, you know, so you don't want to be like, you feel like you're, you know, like this, but deep breath. Okay, I'm on. I've got everything where it needs to be.
Hell yeah.
I've checked. I double checked. I'm where it needs to be. So you're gonna do just fine.
Thank you. No, I'm excited. I hope so.
Cool. And so with that, be sure to check us out at wr-magic.com for our online store. Also, I have a new book coming out called The Magic Mentor, which is talking about taking magic beyond the stage, using it in an educational environment. That will be coming out shortly, so stay tuned for that. And anything else you want to add?
No, man, I think it was great. It's a cool new format. I like this.
Cool. So we do have to say, at White Rabbit Magic, we believe in magic.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.